Hey, it's Nathan Williams with Crazy Marketing. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a Facebook custom audience based off of events people triggered on your website. Now, if you don't have events already configured on your website, you have to go do that first, of course. You need to set up your pixel and set up events so that way you can, first of all, tell Facebook how people are engaging with your website, if they're converting to leads, if they're converting to customers, if they're registering for things, if they're adding parts to their cart. All those things are events. And if you don't have events set up, well, your Facebook ads are going to suffer, and you need to learn that first. I have links in the description below on how to set up your pixel, how to set up events, and all that stuff. So you need to do all that stuff first before you come over here and start creating audiences based off of those events. So go check that out if you don't have any events or don't know what I'm talking about. If you know what events are and you have them set up, let's get into it. So first things first, I'm in the Facebook Ads Manager, and in particular, I'm in the Audiences area. So we come in here, we go to Audiences, and then we click the Create Audience button, and then we want to go with Custom Audience here. And then what we want to go ahead and do is select our source, which is going to be website in our case here, and we want to go with Next now. And then it pops up some options here. So include people who meet any of the following criteria, or you can select all of the following criteria. My general rule of thumb is don't go too narrow on these custom audiences. If you make them too small, Facebook's algorithm's not going to be able to work its magic, and it's not going to do you very well. So keep them kind of broad is my recommendation for small businesses. Now, if you have millions of people coming to your website, then you might follow some different rules, but more than likely if you're here, you don't have that happening. So I'd go broader rather than too narrow. All right, now we go ahead and select our source here. So select your appropriate pixel. And then for events here, we want to come over to or scroll down till you see from events. So here's all of the events that we have Facebook tracking on our behalf on our website. So you can see we have like page view, which of course is triggered every time somebody lands on one of your pages. Coming on down, we have click event. So if somebody clicks something on your website, and you can kind of dial in this particular event with some other parameters. But coming on down, we have some of the more, premium ones, or the more common ones. So we have like lead, add to cart, purchase. So these are some audiences that you probably want to go ahead and create as soon as possible. So like an audience full of people that have triggered the lead event, would be a good audience. An audience of people that have triggered the add to cart event would be a good one. Same with purchase, right? So for our particular example here, I'm going to go with purchase. So this would basically be a buyer's list. So anybody that triggered the purchase event, no matter what they purchased on my website, will be added to this custom audience here. So it'll be a big buyer's list of everybody that's bought anything from my website and triggered the purchase event. And then we have our retention here. So depending on how we want to use this audience, maybe we want to do like a 7-day retargeting window where if somebody bought something, we want to show them ads to try and get them to upsell or buy the next product within the next 7 days. Alternatively, we might go out and do a 180-day retention, and 180 days because our maximum time, as you can see, is 180 days. So that's the maximum. So let's say we want to exclude all of our customers from the ads we're showing them because maybe we're trying to bring in cold traffic. So we'd create an audience of, our customers, so that way we can exclude them because we don't need to advertise to our customers because they already bought some stuff. So for the sake of example, I'm going to go with a 180-day retention here, as we'll go ahead and use this for an exclusion. I could go ahead and refine by. So this is what I was talking about with that on click event. So a click event, you could go ahead and refine it based off of like what the button says or what link they're clicking and so on. But there's several different options here. We have URLs or parameters, aggregate values, and devices. So you can get pretty fancy in here to make sure you're including the correct people in your audience. So we have URL contains or doesn't contain or equals, or coming on down here, we have currency. And there are quite a few options down here, and value as well. So if you only want people that have spent, greater than or equal to, or greater than $10, for example, you could go ahead and structure that parameter just like this right here. And you can further refine your audience by doing and also, or further refined by aggregated value, device, and so on. So again, I recommend going broader than too narrow, especially with small businesses, because if you get your audience too small, it's not going to do you much good. And for the sake of our example here, we just need people that purchase anything because we're going to use it for an exclusion audience. But there are options to include more people or exclude more people. So you can get fancy if you want to, but really only do this type of stuff if you really, really need it. All right, so anyway, I'm going to go ahead and name this audience. So buyers and 180 days. So there we go. That's going to be my audience name. I'll go ahead and create that audience now. So Facebook's going to go ahead and create the audience. Now, it could be a good idea to go ahead and create a lookalike audience of buyers because, that's probably going to be a good audience of people that have purchased something from me. And we create a lookalike audience of people that buy stuff from me. So this could be a great audience to build a lookalike audience from. And I have other videos on lookalike audiences. So if you're interested, link in the description down below. And it also recommends us create a new ad or create another custom audience. I'm not going to do that right here. I'm just going to hit done for now. And now I'm just going to go over to the ads manager and we'll go ahead and set up a quick campaign where we're using this new custom audience. So now I'll go ahead and hit create real quick and wait for it to load. And buying type, I'm going to go ahead and leave it as auction. And then our campaign objective, I'm going to go with conversions here. And we're going to scroll on down here. We'll go ahead and name our campaign. I'll say demo buyers campaign and ad set. I'll go ahead and call this one cold traffic. And add, I'll just say add 1 and continue here. And now here I am in the campaign settings. I'm not going to mess with that. I have other videos on campaign settings, but I want to get to the ad set and show you the audience stuff. So scrolling on down here to audience, this is where I can go ahead and select my custom audience that I just created. So we see that I have my buyers of 180 days. I can select that. So now I'm targeting my buyers in the last 180 days. And so this is considered retargeting. So we'd be retargeting all of our buyers in the last 180 days or all the individuals that have triggered the purchase event on our website in the last 180 days. So that could be, one way we use this audience. Again, that might be, 180 days is pretty far out. I'd probably do a shorter time frame for retargeting than 180 days, but if we wanted to, we could. In our particular case, I'd probably go ahead and exclude this audience because we want to target cold people. So here, we're excluding all of the buyers in the last 180 days. That way we're targeting people that have not purchased from us in the last 180 days. So we're getting some new fresh blood, new fresh eyes on our business, our products, our services, etc. And then I can go ahead and go through setting up demographics, interests, behaviors, all that type of stuff. Or, I could target a lookalike of buyers and exclude my actual buyers from the targeting. So that could be another way to bring new people in, is with a lookalike audience while excluding people that have already performed the action that we're trying to get them to take. So again, I have videos on setting up campaigns and targeting and ads and all that stuff. So if you're interested, link in the description or check out my channel. Other than that, hope you found this video helpful. If you did, I appreciate any sorts of likes, comments, subscribes, anything like that. And I hope you have a great rest of the day.